Good morning. I hope this finds you well and living your best life in Jesus Christ. You know, it's usually very subtle, but yesterday hit me pretty hard right out of the blue. Everything was going fine. I had everything set up for morning worship. I had said my morning prayers. I had studied. And I was confident that my message was what God had intended me to say. The drive to church was beautiful, and I thank God for the beautiful day and the blue sky. I was ready to worship the Lord. Then, the moment we started the live stream, I started to feel it. Doubt. Not just any doubt, self-doubt. Things started to go wrong, little things, and this feeling of uncertainty comes over me. And then doubt leans in and whispers in my ear, "You really messed things up. Let's face it, you're not good enough." So out of the blue, I get that awful insecure feeling. Too many times in the past, I've gone along with it. Without realizing, I agreed with my insecurities. For years, I didn't tell anyone about my doubts. I figured if they knew the reasons I doubted myself, then they'd notice all these flaws that I had worked so hard to hide. And I thought for a long time, really seriously, I was the only one who struggled with doubt. However, I didn't really call it doubt. Sometimes I called it worry. Oh, I was worried that I was going to disappoint someone, or I was worried that I was going to make a mistake and get criticized for it, or worried that I might start something and not be able to finish it. At other times, I called it fear. Fear of not measuring up, fear of rejection, fear of looking prideful by thinking me, could do something special for God. What I've realized over the years is that these feelings may end up as fear or worry, but their source is simply self-doubt. Looking back, I can see there was a pattern to my thinking that led to the pattern of my doubting. The Apostle Paul challenges us in Romans 12:2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." This means we need to take our patterns of thought into consideration because they affect what we believe about ourselves and what we believe about God's view of us and others. The world's patterns of thought tell us our worth is measured by our weight, or our bank account, or our job, or our spouse, or our number of friends, or how many cars we have, blah, 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 whatever. Or if you're a pastor, by the number of amens, or the positive comments on Facebook during the live stream, or how many people are sitting in the seats, or how many people view you. Have any of these thoughts ever convinced you you're not good enough, or don't have what it takes to do all God is calling you to do? Just when I think I'm confident in the Lord, that I'm doing the Lord's work, that I'm doing what is necessary for my church family, that I'm doing my very best. And then here it comes and tries to derail me during morning worship. Doubt. So I took a breath, then another. And then I remembered something my mother used to say to me when I'd start thinking these things as a child and it would upset me. She'd say, "Kevin, you can only do your best. That's all the Lord expects." So for a moment, I paused to consider the pattern of my thoughts, and I knew they really didn't line up with God's. These were thoughts from Satan. So I repeated in my mind Philippians 4:13, we all know it, where God tells me I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Took a deep breath, and I delivered the message. See, I've been fighting the battle of the mind with self-doubt my whole life. Okay? And I'm sure some of you are also. The Apostle Paul has some encouraging words for us in Philippians 1:6. He says that when we are doing the will of God, we can be confident that He will perform it. I love those 4 words. He will perform it. They sum up Paul's thought that God Himself, the one who started the good thing in your life, will perform it. You don't even have to doubt your own abilities. Frankly, you don't even have to look to your own abilities. We need to pray to God to accomplish things through you, right? And do that and perform the good things He wants done in your life. And we have to be confident that He will perform it. When we do that, there's this relief that silences this voice of self-doubt. It takes time, though, to replace the patterns of our thoughts with God's thoughts. See, the ways of the world, fear and worry, are really powerful forces. But God's word trumps them always. So as we go through the day today, let's be intentional to lay down our self-doubts and replace them with truth, remembering that, quote, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ." I hope you make today a great day. I want you to remember that I'm here if you need me, and I love you all.